pledge love and loyalty to be country salo. My how we there, my how we born. We sweet salo. We not for make this country fall. Mama salo.
A critical awakening in Sierra Leone. The unintended lessons of Julius Maada Bio's presidency. When Julius Maada Bio became president in 2018, he promised a new direction, focused on education, justice, unity, and inclusive development. His eloquent speeches inspired hope in a nation hungry for change. However, as his presidency has unfolded, a different story has emerged, marked not by fulfilled promises, but by deepening economic hardship, growing insecurity, and widespread public disillusionment. One of the most alarming developments under Bio's leadership is the rise of Sierra Leone as a hub for drug trafficking, particularly the spread of Kush, a dangerous synthetic drug. This substance is destroying lives, especially among the youth, and has overwhelmed families and communities. Allegations of official complicity and ineffective law enforcement have led many to describe Sierra Leone as evolving into a narco state, where criminal networks thrive alongside weakened state institutions. Economically, Sierra Leone is trapped in stagflation, a combination of high inflation and low economic growth. Prices for essentials such as food, fuel, and transportation have soared, while wages remain stagnant and youth unemployment continues to climb. The government's reliance on donor funding and external loans has not translated into local economic empowerment or job creation. Many citizens are now forced to make painful choices just to survive, eroding trust in state leadership and exposing the limits of government policies. Public services have also deteriorated. The much-publicized free quality education program suffers from overcrowded classrooms, unpaid teachers, and inadequate resources. The gap between the government's promises and the lived reality of the population has grown ever wider. Despite this grim outlook, a new form of awareness is emerging. Across the country, especially among the youth and professionals, there is a growing sense of political consciousness and civic engagement. Citizens are becoming more vocal, organizing protests and demanding accountability from leaders. The protests in 2022, though marred by violence, reflected a collective demand for dignity, justice, and meaningful governance. In this context, President Bio's greatest legacy may be the unintended political awakening of the people. His administration's failures have taught Sierra Leoneans to think critically about leadership and governance. They are learning that true development must be people-driven and grounded in action, not rhetoric. This rising consciousness may yet become the foundation for a more accountable and citizen-led future for Sierra Leone.
Yeah, good morning.
All right, so first of all, tell we small waiting exactly happen. We know that you don't make trend on social media. I mean, tell we exactly waiting a story.
Well, fumble them. Me and Frances Mommy Jabati are not a part of, are they both? Based on this Kush business, yeah, it's not really easy. Reason why it's not really easy, the way we see how the thing don't they go. It don't enter now each of the homes that inside both districts. You know, we just talk about Kush, where it not affect your neighborhood, where it not jump go to the next house. Inside both districts, my dear, if people were there in the city of Freetown, then come down above, then go really know say yes, Bo is well addicted to Kush than any other side of this part of the country. And this thing also we they talk on, it really pathetic. You know, and they feel that way some people that they talk say not to Kush, not to drug, people then they, you know, ferment or neither way that they make their own, but we were not affected. We know what thing Kush don't destroy we with. We know as a single parent how we don't destroy. We homes them all day before, like how them be there.
So here you used to be small, make people then get understanding exactly what's happen.
Like me now also me only picking where I born. They don't go university. They don't done. Just in a trickle of 5 months, I see a countenance change. All in property, in clothes, in wearings, the way they use for commot, everything, it don't sell am. Phone where I buy, where cost it more than 7,000 euros. That phone day, it don't on the phone. How are they go pay? I retrieve the phone, I carry it again back. Now so it they go with them back na Kush the mot. For let it go able get the Kush no more for let it smoke. As for me on property, I no need for talk. Rest where I they buy for cook. It don't shape a middle. Then there's I don't go buy 2 packets Maggi because the side where they far from the town. Then they again don't go. In your picking the way it born. In your school fees. Then your school materials, everything don't go. You send and say, go buy bread for me. That bread where you don't give that money there for, let you go buy that bread there. You know they come with that money. You know they come with that money. You know they come with that money.
Good evening. May the spirits of creation be with all those innocent souls that are suffering from this epidemic in our motherland. And may the spirits of creation also find a way, forget the one the way they bring this trouble can our country. Let them sit down, let them search their conscience. Let them know, say what in and they do so, not to profit for them, not to profit for the country. May the spirits of creation go into the minds of all the ones that we think say the only way they go make money now for destroy and comping mortal man. Let them see the benefits of that process. Because in this life, good and evil was made to exist side by side. And the human race was given free will as the highest level of intelligence in what we know so far as cosmic existence. If you use the free will for good, you will get good benefits. If you use your free will for bad, you will get equally the same benefits. Now, based on that, now in religion tell we say, do unto others as you would want done unto you. Because when you send out good, good they come to you. When you send out evil, evil they come to you. This not to cost, not to swear. It's a natural process that we cannot avoid. I make maturity is not about age. It's about your ability for use your intellect. It's about your ability for look around you and say, okay, this is the right, this is left, let me choose. If people have chosen to destroy their image, because every human being is an image and likeness of the creation. And so each of us are connected to that image. For every human being that we destroy, we are destroying ourselves. For every human being that we make, we are making ourselves. If today people are choosing to destroy the cosmic image, what we call humanity, because they want money, Let them beware that that image, or then they destroy it or come back to them. That place where we call Sierra Leone, where some foreign have been go give a name, we call them Sierra Leone, because Sierra Leone have been part of something else, we get another name. That place they now a sick nation and it need healing. One thing I want to make clear at this point in time, it will be in the best interest of Sierra Leoneans. It no matter how you born in Sierra Leone. For make we put aside that pettiness, what they call politics. Now look at the bigger picture. It will be in the best interest of Sierra Leoneans at this time that we put aside anything what we feel say make we different from the other person who they consider Sierra Leonean. Because waiting they happen in our country right now. Now processes them, we not a peak. You know one know if you're not Mende, you know one know if you're not Timini, you know one know if you're not Limba, or Loko, or Bolum, or Vai, or Galines, or Kisi. The processes where they take place now in country today, now processes controlled by low energy, the energies of destruction. We can reverse them, but if we get for reverse them, we get for put down anything where they divide and look at the challenges them will get, because not one, now a set of challenges. We get for look at all of them, and let us not look at them in division. Let we look at them as each being parts of or an arm of the whole problem will lead with to all them challenges there. We therefore look at the root of what is happening in Sierra Leone today. If we don't do it at this material moment, let's forget what Sierra Leone. Because even those who think they are benefiting from what is going on, in the next decade, you're all going to be losers. Some of you, in fact, if you are not careful, with your families, then go don't disappear from the face of the earth. It's the process that is going on now. They bring the chemicals for make Kush. Be rest assured that in the next 10 years, things would happen where they make you and your family disappear away from the earth. Because whatever you are doing now is going to be counterproductive. If you think, say, because you just get all the money, you they fly all over the world, it not going to affect you and you picking them. Wait and see. Wait and see. It is not the first time, and it's not going to be the last time. In the 60s, a plot was hatched in the United States for keep the blacks down. They encouraged the introduction of drugs in the society. Today, the drug menace will overtake America. That's how it is. This life where they live, we are like radio receivers, we are transponders. Your mobile phone operates because they operate like mobile phone. Your mobile phone operates because they receive and send. It is send and receive. One thing I want to know, anything what the human being make, it make them in your own image and likeness. Just like how the religious books then tell we say, God made man in his image and likeness. So we say now, so everything they make. This mobile phone, if we study how the mobile phone they operate, you study how the computer they operate, then you go understand, say, what you do unto others comes back to you. Because this is a natural phenomenon. Even science, they don't tell me that years ago. Say, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Today, the same science they tell we say, now, if I think now, other person they think the same thing simultaneously, then call them quantum within self. We get for learn, Sierra Leone. We get for learn because we dey make noise about education, but the saddest thing about Sierra Leone is we are not educated. If there are educated Sierra Leoneans, they are very few. Going through school and university does not make you educated. Somebody go there, he never darken the doors of the foreign institutions than they, but he educated. Education, now the result of what you able use after you don't learn all what you get for learn now your life and use them for safeguard yourself, for safeguard your environment, for safeguard your company mortal ban. But if you go to all the titles, then you're not able to use what you think say learn for safeguard yourself. You they do things that they put yourself at risk. You're not able to safeguard your environment. You they do things that they put you and other people at risk. Then stop talking about education. You are not educated, I mean. You may be learned, but not educated. You may be learned in a specific discipline, but you are not educated. Sierra Leone needs healing. And for make we heal ourselves, we get to put down a lot of things and take up wisdom. We get to put down a lot of things and take up research for find out. We get to put down a lot of things and take up all the things them we go allow we for understand each other, work with each other, build trust. Yes, a lot has been done wrong. A lot has been done wrong. And the wrongdoing in Sierra Leone has been happening since the 11th century. That I have proven so far. Since the 11th century, we have been offending each other because we feel say we are individual units. We're not a look at say boy is part of a community or a nation. Boy is part of a family, is part of an association of people or a social group where the common interest of that group, the above boy. I make we get all them funny parables them for express we egoistic greed when I don't lead we to this level or this. So if we are to heal Sierra Leone, each and every Sierra Leonean to accept the blame. Each and every one of us have been party to instituting the nonsense where they go on now we country. The only one they will go pull now picking the way they below age 5. But any picking above 5, where don't they begin think properly, you can mix some in this because they have been indoctrinated with beliefs that cannot unite us. Unity does not come as an abracadabra magic. Unity is a spiritual process. It is something that comes from each of us. I have to be ready to be united with the next person. I have to be ready to be united with the next community. And if I'm ready for unite, I for do with an open mind, even if something the way they don't do me or they hurt me, I for do with a belief that okay, it has happened, we are humans, we are not perfect, but let us move on. If I get for be open for unite, I for be open for say, okay, I am going to accept what I did wrong. And get the people to understand that this aspect of what I did was wrong and apologize to them. This I. We have to put on down that Sierra Leone. The Iism and the lead way to down the road. So if we are to heal in Sierra Leone, the Sierra Leonean get to attach more respect and integrity to himself and in countryman than to foreigners. We overbearing niceness and respect for foreigners is why we are being misused and abused. Who they call the one that they can fleece we development partners. They are not our development partners. Whatever the international community is doing to Sierra Leone, they are not doing it as partners. They are doing it as people looking for profit. When they put money, and see will not able to match up, then they go. That don't mean so for misuse and abuse that favor. But it means they will forget a national integrity mentality for say, okay, but Lord reach out, will left for the go bigger. Lord reach out, will left for the depend on foreigners. Because this drug problem will get necessarily. They get a deep foreign involvement. That's what your slide deckers. Your slide deckers is the tip of the iceberg. Your slide deckers is the tip of the iceberg. And before your slide deckers came to Sierra Leone, there had been many deep foreign involvements in Sierra Leone, and drug trafficking had been taking place. And it's not a political issue, please. It's an issue of an elite class that does not have self-respect and integrity, working with foreigners. It's not about APT or SLPP. It's an elite class. People you think that are up there who think they own all the right to have all the wealth in the world. There had been an instance. This same elite class wanted to convince the government to make a deal with a cartel in Colombia Thank God the president at that time denied. He said, no, we are not going to that route.
Mohammed Trey, WA Business Audio.
If we get for make Sierra Leone, we get for put aside pettiness. Oh, now this do so, now that do so. All of us are doing it. Let us take responsibility. Let us accept that we are not finding the solutions, but we are creating the problems. Because the minute we start to blame, yes, Julius Maada Bio and his family involved in drugs, it's no longer a secret. But there had been other families involved before him. Let us stop capitalizing on the suffering of the people for make political gains. That's stupid. Sierra Leone is dying. Do we want it to die? Take away Julius Maada Bio now. The drug problem will continue because it's deep in our society. There are people in our society that who may seem not to be political. They are the ones walking backstage with the politicians and the elite class, causing problems for our country. It's time we wake out of that nonsense of factorizing our challenges and blaming people without finding solutions. And let us stop saying, oh, if now we didn't have power, it happen. Drug business done in Sierra Leone from the days of Albert Magai, Hamilton Magai. They've been doing no more in small scale. Before 1967 elections, some of the people who funded the political parties most were drug dealers. Later, Shaka Stevens discovered one of them, saying a drug dealer, he declared him persona non grata in Sierra Leone. When I was attending the grammar school, there was a house at Moritown who we know say the things they do there in nefarious. You see, one thing about human habits and activities, over time, it will grow into culture. If we begin to do good and build trust, over time, that energy of good and trust, they become part of the culture. If we begin to do hierarchy, over time, it will become part of the culture. Julius Maada Bio in government and all the young generation where they now in politics, they are product of a broken culture. A culture that has grown in despondence. People who have the habit of looking only for themselves, not for others. The dog eats dog mentality. But that's no problem, Sierra Leone. And that problem gets historical origins. Now the problem will lead to trade wars between the tribes then, and that trade wars between the tribes before the white man they come, now it lead to the dysfunctional disintegration of the Koya kingdom, where people within the same kingdom begin to catch them, company them, we sell into slavery. It is now part of our DNA. It's an epigenetic challenge. We can change it, but we have to face the truth. We therefore move away from blame and complain and say, okay, we're all wrong. How do we get it right? Then maybe we'll begin to find the answers. Welcome, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you. May God bless you. You're doing great for our nation. May God make people read and the transfer, which they say to the public. Thank you. So first, I want to say it's the leaders they don't get role models. Then I want to start from saying that. One point we make in relation to education, I don't try to say this in several places. I think say the people away go school now, country, including myself, if you put people in an academic setting and you allow them, the learners, they get some of the best educated and smart people. Even picking the old born abroad, they're very smart. That's just naturally Salonians. What's absent in us is that, and we have some societal segmentation way below our core before we even go to school, while we're in at school. You know, there was a time where I make a presentation on civic education. What did we learn from we homes them? The environment also grow up, the schools, the churches, then the mosques, universities. These are reinforcers. Institutions, the way they reinforce the culture, the differences, the way exist, then they reinforce them. That's how we come out. And so don't be surprised if they see an administration, they come, they get everybody, and people like you say, then doctor, they they mess the country up. No, it's not the education itself.
Not
Not
the
the problem.
education. That's the
It's the education. Because look, Spider Bio, see they are the free. I give you another thing, and it's not about politicizing, but we get to go to basics. If we not do it, we're not able to fix it.
Now, at this material moment, we have to blame him. It's not politics.
No, yeah. So let me just say that now, even like when they talk about concepts and theories. You cannot really promote a study where they make sense if you know bring in concepts, conceptual frameworks and theoretical framework for backup. And for backup, putting at the same height. Here is a fine guy, not by handsomeness. Then call him Mike Berewa. Mike Berewa was the chief minister for Kush Samurai. From then 2016, 17, go when Mother Bio come and check I put him as director of communications. But Mother Bio now as a serial liar, to get a perfect guy, where people say, now the opponent of truth. That's how I describe her. In every circumstance. This man, he don't get any problem for life for Mother Bio. But if you take, when you listen to her, he's very smart. His articulation, you don't say this guy, you put an academic setting, he's smart. Also, the man what they call chief minister, same thing. But the person they work for, when are the president, Mr. Jallo, if you don't do, lie to the extent of losing your own credibility and integrity, it means you don't have a job. I think then they're above it. And so the integrity there is now, if I lose the job for the sake of the truth, for honesty, for where this has, which has stand for the sake of the people, I prefer I lose the job for that. So I think right now, Nina, the problem, the thing where they talk, so I not deny you what you say, but from my own perspective, say a lot of people in the salary, the check, what they receive on a monthly basis, $9 lucky them. It's not because they are not smart, but if they're not like for an S or they're not like for even the next president wake up for camp, for skill all the what you say we lose. So I think that.
Dr.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's not the salary. You see, Naimek, if you listen when I begin, I say, all the challenges we'll get in a Sierra Leone, then get composite roots so for look at. You are spot on that a lot of people may be influenced by a figure will make them feel say, oh, I deserve this salary, I deserve this good life. But the fact of the situation is, and we need to begin to pay attention to it and stop talking nonsense in Sierra Leone. Because actually when they talk about quality education and nonsense, the type of education that we have in Sierra Leone, now they lead people for subvert their integrity. If you have an education that allows you freedom, you don't need for depend on chance to get a good job. If you have an education that is high in demand, if you go mess yourself in politics, as una call and as Sierra Leone went to politics, then you are nothing but an idiot. You see, the choices of the people, the way they claim, say they're educated, is limited because they lack the skills to operate as self-reliant individuals.
They're not there, sir. Opportunities are not there.
You cannot have opportunity for nonsense. Sir.
No, well,
Doctor,
no defend.
are they come? Are they come?
Not defend.
Are they come?
Not defend.
Opportunities are there for everybody, but opportunities have to be equivalent to your skill. Now, Baba Wade learn for play football. If you play well, opportunity there for them. Not so Africans and they prosper so in the European League. Because they develop skill. Then Nigerians, where they make multi-million super Afrobeat, they are far richer than some of these politicians we have. They will not go and mess themselves up for politics. And ask me, Afrobeat originated from Sierra Leone. Afrobeat was started in the early 1960s after independence by a group led by a man called Gerald Pine. The group was called Gerald Opino and his Heartbeats. I listened to them as a small boy. That guy, because we've been talking as I say anybody who they play music they are lucky, anybody who they play football they are lucky. He went to Nigeria to go Ghana, he go settle there. Now he mentor fella and some Kuti and Nikolapo Kuti, we start Afrobeat. Now the music where Anikolapo Kuti they play, Nigeria Lopino in beat. One of them play with this guy, we play Graceland, Diamond in the Soles of My Shoes, Francis Foster. As I speak, he is in Ghana. Opportunities are there, but with type of education, it's not just for our development. You are going to learn about Napoleon Bonaparte, about Aristotle, and all that crap. You don't know that Nagbana Luis, you don't know that Nabaibure. We have to do something about that, Doc. We are zombies, but we accept that. When the Sierra Leonean, when he come out, now the West, it did do well. You know, Tindo? Your education is tailored for the Western environment, not for Sierra Leone. Part of the problem. Another part of the problem, where you rightly point to, we environment where they grow up. You know, another thing we'll need for know. In the social sciences, especially in psychology, when they tell you, say, from age 0 to the time where they begin the 12 years, now the time it form all the habits them where they make them in character through life. Now I make one American social scientist, who also now be educationist, Dorothy Law, not law, wrote a poem which I think every Sierra Leonean for read and understand. He said, children learn what they live. What you teach you begin at an early stage, now the adult thing they grow into. All these guys doing all these dastardly things now, they were taught those things as children. All the people they lie, they were taught to lie. They grew up in homes where lying is norm. We got a lot of problems in Sierra Leone. And if we not look them in this perspective where they look and so, we will talk until thy kingdom come, we'll blame until thy kingdom come. We'll change governments until thy kingdom come. It's the same thing because we are thinking animals. We are as we think and we become as we think. That is why the saying goes that a people get the type of government they deserve. You cannot have a leader that is above your social psychology. Go ahead, sir.
Well, Mr. Jalo, thank you. You see, in the last several years, when I left Sierra Leone, I get into education, always interested for studying the country, dissertations, focus on Sierra Leone, masters, PhD, all the same. And along the way, the environment also I live when we left Sierra Leone. Let's start from Africa. I have a statement where I make. I say, I remember I made this statement to somebody and he say, he frowned at me. And later on, he talked to me, say, oh man, remember that way we talk? I say, yeah, waiting. He said, that's what he say, oh man, let's say not true. And what I say, Salona, a unique country. And then get the strangest human beings on earth. And that this not the country we be to say, people hate themselves so much that I say people I say, and people hate themselves.
Laugh. You just confirm everything that I've been saying.
And I say people hate themselves so much that then they create the people where they destroy them. Now they create them.
Yes.
And they're ready for die and kill for the people where they destroy them. And so that's what's going on here. And so I live in Gambia for 4 years before I travel. Anybody who don't live Gambia, even Nigeria where they shoot, the thing where they happen as they happen at any country in the world. Because these people in those countries the way they shoot, they are different. They have different tribes. They have different political opinions.
I'm sure when you were in Gambia, you were aware that the Gambian level of trust and unity is such that if you come on and go sway, they go work on other house, when they cook it and they pull food on all it, but they expect for come eat food on a use. True or false?
Yeah, not true. I don't know why they eat when they look, why they go to.
You know what come up with this?
No, sir.
Where people have the trust and confidence to share food. They tell you how deep the trust is in the society. They tell you the depth of unity in the society.
In fact, let me just tell you something. My friends are maybe like a permanent secretary. I go visit them. They're all man. This man, they all not the one book, but they all say, if they don't see when they eat, when they left, then cover them. When it come, they eat what them cover. Yeah, how they consider. That is so actually
communalism that will make us develop.
Yeah, and Mr. Jallo, what you make account this point? Manding Command did one, this guy, Fulaman did one. It meets Young Command did one. He meets Maraka did one. He meets Aden Colin. All that's what they do. It's not a tribal thing. It's a national thing. Mr. Jallo, if we go,
well, we don't do it.
Yes, you know why? Let's go back to a definition of within a nation state. Nation states by definition are a sovereign kind of environment. Society, there's some homogeneity and people share a common identity. Whereas Sierra Leone can be a sovereign state, but we don't share a common identity in Sierra Leone.
I will tell you why, though.
And wait a moment, make her say, okay, sir, go ahead. Let me listen.
No, listen your point. I will tell you why.
No, I thought of the help me.
You see,
help me.
There is an aspect of history and anthropology.
Yes.
Where they hide away from we.
Yes, I like it. Yes, go ahead.
They hide them away from we. Yes. But that's where you find all the root causes of what happen today.
Okay.
Back in those days when, one thing we don't know, Freetown Harbor had been known for centuries as a major trading point. Then people they go India, some more they go South America. Even Christopher Columbus and America Vespucci, they all come Freetown for confront food and other things. Because Freetown are the only natural harbor in Africa.
Pedro the Central.
Now, this army come, the other people, they not record about them. As a matter of
Okay,
fact,
so
the first man we
inside
discover,
15th century. Okay,
the first man we discover Freetown, when I be a cartographer, na a Phoenician, we get Lebanese origin, where they call Hanu. He came from Carthage, which is today part of Libya. Okay? But it's not any what I want to talk about. When the Arabs came and started this Almoravid Empire, we've been start from Mauritania right through into southern Portugal and Spain. Now the first Holocaust start. So people who did not want to subject themselves into that kind of slavery, they run into the forested region. But then get people helping, they collaborate and they can't inside the forest can catch them. That was where mistrust started. And in those days, then they use them, leave them for make people then sleep. Then use them thing like them poison mushroom, when not they kill, for make people then sleep, so then go capture them and tie them, kill them go. That mistrust is still in us. It's still in our DNA, Dr. Ture. Now I made the Saloma not the trust in company for eat and drink with them. And 30 they will get people amongst we where the slightest chance they get, then go and use food and drink for kill you.
Yeah, I got a question for you, sir.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
So, like what I've been talking about civic education, let's say it's an informal and a formal aspect of civic education. That will not just make and say school business no more. The point where you bring about the trust, because trust is very important.
Yeah.
And the way trust, before trust, where it is inside and it become an issue, then we become segmented.
Exactly.
And so when we become segmented, so then over time, then difference the way happen, where they take place, the reinforcements the day, reinforcers the day.
Yes. And it become a culture.
It become a culture, practice. Oh, thank you. Now, let's fast forward it. We can go because if you hold me this now, what do you make us say?
Point you want make to
it try for support. I try for support. What do you make us say go ahead? I was thinking you are still very important for cancer, and you say exactly, and that's not my problem, and that's why many people if you go on Facebook, then you say, wait, why you hate Mendema? Why you hate? And I say no, I don't.
Well, no, anybody.
No, well, I want for that. No, because most I know how to expose me because I saw prevalent as social media. I know I'm a family day. No, I know they put me, but nobody because of the pathetic backward thinking of people and will say, well, this way is a love war against brother right now. So they say one mommy will sleep one belly. I get look and get them picking it. Now many girls they marry the phone. You know, natural. Yes, they get to the last name. If you see we are the same. So that's
you know. No,
I'm just saying here. I'm just saying here whether the mom, like I can see Palami, I say, oh Palami, this Nami what you said, Nabo, Bakar, small water, Nabo girl, married Mendy. So but the point trying to say here is there's some aspect with all within this, and people know that they subvert and distort the truth about why it's in the go. And Mr. Jallo, I get one thing I say, and this it can be considered as a sweeping generalization. Now, I agree, let people say that. But the point what they say here is, and you said we don't say this before, in a different way for say, we culture supposed to grow, become dynamic and change. Not so, sir?
Yes, sir. That's what modernization is about.
Yes, and for support that point, and for watching the today's discussion, what they say, I believe say Salon don't come to a stage where we to see the crimes and the evil or the sins where the magazine can fast match them, take a CV there, then commit. We not for continue for put them and we suitcase them with the tables.
We for learn from them do something different.
Thank you.
This is what we are failing to do.
Exactly. So all the education we'll get, we'll not put into good use, like I say, now they come out. So now Salon, if we say centuries of hatred or divisions that will happen between the politicians, then thing and they not ever come out now the minds of people that were not born 60, 70 years ago.
They know for that thing and they not been born to tell them people live their life.
Exactly. And that's why I'm saying that. The sweeping generalization what been say this one for say the day where the southeasterner and how they call that, then they hear me. So they go vex, but I'm not being tried, I'm not making regional difference. The day with the southeasterner wake up, he say, hey, you not president, they sell drug, a family they pan an officer will support you. And no matter if you talk men, they will come up from the same. Hey, you don't can't talk, say, they can't do this. You get a manifesto. You lie, you not do it. But you want to make a die for you. No, I'm not going to do it again. You not leader, you they travel how you want, and while we they suffer. Fatima Bio, in the last week or so, when they come on more than 2 weeks of traveling with your husband on a private jet, and you come back, you don't go Turkey, a day from Turkey, you don't go Dubai, he came yesterday. And he meet the Saloma there. See there the video there, they begin dance from the airport all the way to Tagrin. And these are the country. Because we know they get people where they come out. But the day where people they become aware, and then they talk about in the northern parts of Sierra Leone. And next day, McKinney, people and they me I know Salon people all day England, all day McKinney. They know they support her, they say because they might elect them down. And these are people they go say, this is not Timmy, this is not Fuller, this is not born McKinney. They go against, not because they're born McKinney, because the principles where they get, the man not represents them. And so we don't get our society there. And so when they talk about our Salon then will change for improve for this. Let me tell you something, Mr. Jallo. Let me look at Ghana. Ghanaians and teach me. Now school. Mr. Kwaside, Mr. Oponde, Mr. This, then teach me now McKinney to go school. Say we go from 6. Me, one of the best government teacher I ever meet up in my life. Na Ghanaian teacher. We teach me government from 6. And I pass them, and I go for Bay College with the other 12 I pass. I go a second year now, I not go first year for Bay College. Na Ghanaian. The people that we drive then Ghanaians them. We be the LC Ghanaians, they will not be no much why they can, but later we'll learn. Because they get leaders them. Coup to coup. Corrupt. Man, where then coup people and take over, then get the civilian that they mess up. Until Jerry Rawlings he come, he sweep them up, he finish them. Salon, maybe you kill people and not because it want make society better. He kill them because in own tribal and regional beliefs. Rawlings, he wipe them off today. I not say Ghana better, but Ghana then learn a lesson from that ending today. Salon will not get out to say this problem we did. I mean, they talk say, like when they talk about the third force, if people in the grab, they form civic organizations where they represent the ordinary people, where for advocate for the people. And these groups are all aligning and also having a surrogate on the ground. After where something don't come up, people they expect and take them, they absorb them, put them in different political positions then. So the people in the trust will be the talk just now.
They don't die. They don't die.
So when somebody they can't believe saying I will form a civic organization, then see Ben Kaifala, they talk about under this renaissance, the rest in price with a ban 200,000 from 100,000 from a Kaba 100, they sing now. I believe say for being a commissioner of anti-corruption, it's not just about stealing money. There are too many issues that were related to corruption. Wait for the handle people they boy not they do.
So it's my issues then they will involve corruption, will not involve money.
Money,
Ethical and moral standards.
yes.
I've never heard the Anti-Corruption Commission in Sierra Leone, not only under Ben Kelfala, but throughout. They not ever address issues of ethical and moral standards in Sierra Leone.
Yeah, exactly. So Mr. Jallo, you see, so this is not the problem. Let me say, but if we look at now, Muda when an Eskoroma is fire, he makes sure say he vice president come up. Was one of those people have been opposed on social media. If you go married woman through a marriage of convenience, when are the politics of Sierra Leone? Somebody they come, all the politicians that they married, a marriage of convenience, I didn't salute. You don't know how this man did. How he been live in America just because he want to tribe. And say if he tribe, get somebody as vice president and tribe not go vote for you, now you party, then you go all up. As soon as council throughout the time, they come up behind you, and they allow where say so A, in say B. Would I get that fault? Not to Samsumana get that fault too. Now you get it. Because Samsumana, Nama will not discipline. Nama will be to say,
Let's discipline or not. In life, don't tell standards for convenience.
Yes.
That's one thing you will never get the Scandinavians to do. Now, selling standards for convenience, now they kick America now in place.
Yes,
Go ahead,
exactly.
sir.
Yeah. So you say, Mr. Jallo, so this now they say the problems we're getting at Sierra Leone, if person they ask me, say, with all this, how then will change? I believe, say, now two things get for change up. They always use, I borrowed from the science people, I talk about entropy. I want, let me pull them as a science word, and we absorb it on the political side.
Well, you look for broken down for the ordinary man.
Yeah, and what I
understand it's entropy, but broken down for the ordinary man.
Basically, and they talk about it represents an unstable and uneasy circumstance. It means
radical circumstances.
A radical circumstance. It means in a society, as we get certain forces them. And but these forces where people say they exist in a society, these forces, not to think that way people say like in an abstract way, but certain kind of energy they occur either through actions or natural kind of thing that when we get back for play, and then forces there at some point, if people are like where they eat, you're so hungry, they put casada, they put spaghetti, they put rice. This man, why it's all this thing now fast. So no, when we begin, as it begin next so there is a form of energy where they can exist. As you don't eat the papanable, we begin to eat casada, they don't tire.
Yes.
And so
and if you force you, they constipate.
They constipate. And that's now so they get some.
That's one the good one. The good way. What's so like you say?
Yes, sir.
And it simply put, we don't talk about Angisno. We are energy at human beings where we exist in body. What you think is what comes back to you.
Yes.
The entropy in it is that your thoughts, they affect other people.
Mm-hmm.
Your thoughts, of course, now always they translate into your action.
Yes.
What boy think now they do.
Yep.
You understand? So your thoughts affect other people. Mm-hmm. And what's not the product or result in other people, they come back to you.
They come back to you. Yeah, Mr. Jallo is here. So now let me connect this entropy. You see, we will do public policy at the highest level of academia. We understand, say, if you be a leader, you policy basically now the plans that we bring for come improve society, and then plans that we get so sometimes they become reactive, sometimes they become proactive, and so what side the plan they get for affect the people? People they need for eat, agriculture, therefore make sure say okay. They don't mean say way been they fine. You said the guys say not to me they get for find a sustainable way. The people and get for travel, roads, bridges. Then people are done are basically infrastructural policies for day in place. And if you come out there, say people are get for sick, you need a healthy society. That healthcare for the therefore make sure hospitals and day, centers and day, all the things in day. Mr. Jallo, so all the policy areas, including law and order, where you no go favor young people no more, where they support the other people. If these things then fester from 1961, you know, get no one way they say they actually contribute to the quality of life of Sierra Leoneans. Sierra Leoneans, them at some point, so the population small, and you go prove richness, they may even get rest, maybe Liberia and Guinea. We see that
there was a time in the 60s up to 1980.
Yes,
Rice corporation will they produce, will they buy rice because rice production be high.
Yeah.
I mean, they do minimal export. Yes, I go ahead.
So, but the population demographic will be major.
Yes,
that. No, it's, the population small. Demographically, we get an older population at that time, and you get some more a younger population, tiny young people. So, but wait. Let me see. Let me qualify.
You want to now?
No, Mr.
That's normal of population demographic.
Mr. Jallo, maybe I don't make them fine. Let me that statement fine. Today, we get a larger population of Sierra Leone, population demographic, way more than 70% going to 80. These are young people.
Very young people.
They are very young people. But waiting at the age, when we grow up, the rest they sleep in our door. And they tell you harvest it. We don't get fish. We four machines.
So I grew up in a rural area in Sierra Leone, Songo.
Okay.
So there I do all my primary education before I move Camp Freetown. So I know the rural settings, and then there be the travel. McKinney have been the go there holiday. That time train the railway day. Now then the railway been stopped. I've been the lodge to my cousin in a Banana Street. It was Sabi the Jallo them a Banana Street.
I grew up.
My cousin them.
Then Jallo them.
Yes.
Jallo them. Oh yes, in Pule there. Yeah. Okay, I see. Yeah, we didn't have veranda there. They will be the
Me no want the person no they tell but salon. I sabi salon 2 and 3.
We go make you ambassador.
I don't mix power now. Nonsense so now they call tribalism.
We make you show Mr. Jallo, you see the point where they bring, we they talk the same thing on this one day, we they get minor variances, but at the end we they go inside. The point where they say they been get more population will be there for work hard. We just say then in the we see we own papa them, uncle them, all them one in the they may get the age for work. Now we not get that in the from they
don't forget one thing.
Yeah.
At that time, we've been getting a greater percentage of Sierra Leoneans will be involved in traditional industry.
Oh yes.
That's where we blundered. We be for build them up, incorporate them in the formal school system, and make them into something we go produce goods and services. But instead we sit on the land but Aristotle and
Mr. Jallo, that's when they make soap. I remember now we area the
McKinney was known for Gara, then.
Yeah, Gara. Yes. And then they make soap, this soda soap.
Yes.
Then they refine them to the extent that even you use a wasuta, you get less quantity of soda, more of palmade. Then we get when they don't refine.
When IC came to Sierra Leone, the two sides they would establish Nabimbo and McKinney.
Oh yes.
And not take that institution this serious. That would have given us.
Oh, now I'm saying, now you know they far from Musa. We not read the now I'm saying that. That's true, Mr. Jallo. The issue na salo like I've been talking about the entropy. If I make for listeners them for say waiting this natural forces there. We people say then they with we.
They are not natural. I would want to differ from that.
No, wait. What I mean? Okay. These forces, we people say we they contribute, for let things happen in a way. We people say they come back and hunt we like how we define them. I believe say now they get for change that country in a way we will not go desire. And are they able to make such a time frame? And the reason why they set a time frame, the people of Sierra Leone, they are very anxious. They know they're in a hurry. They want better lives. People are waiting me, they happened before. If they see Red Cross, they come, give rest, give this help. It's not happening anymore. If they see people and they run past Guinea, begin run, go. Now it's not happening. If you left, maybe pass your story, they can't talk and now network. And we were there out here, so we see how people they try to support back home. Thousands and thousands, they were here as illegal immigrants. They're not able to send again. The one that were not illegal, things that don't change because of the new systems that will happen. So all this, they create an implosion right now in the country. Hardship, the boku, suffering, the boku among the people. They want them. We strongly believe, so they say, me brother na me brother, me tribe na me tribe, me region na me tribe na me region. I believe that last week, the NRA boss, I go on conference for World Bank. Let me get a system where they give aid. We come, it release, make a statement for say, I want to remind the government, say, aid don't know. The West say they don't get aid. Because one, America, they reduce the money. And now they control World Bank IMF. If they tell them, call the director, say, I don't want you to do this anymore. We will understand how IMF and World Bank, WTO can form, just like slavery, just like and the United Nations. They are all formed due to economic reasons. From slavery, WTO, IMF, World Bank, they don't form them for anything for helping the for making them serve the interests of the West. That's why their economic conditions, they will facilitate that. And so now we don't go back to that period of splendid isolation. Where to say people in the isolate say, we have to look after ourselves. America first, Britain don't come. France, they make that. So all things here, they create an uneven, an unbearable situation. So the politicians will be relied for oppress the people in Sierra Leone. And so then conditions them, we then create, then forces them they get for bet the people in. And the people and get for
the people now.
No, they're not better too. They're not better too.
What the wounded.
Mr. Jallo, give 20. You know when they don't say in the bet? When I see that woman, then they say, now the other one now Watalu. Then they're not afraid the police. They say, my son, my child.
You know, I play this now at the beginning.
Oh, I mean,
that woman ago where they talk about impeachment.
Exactly. And so now let me give you something. I get a video, don't come. I will send it for you. This video is surface. One boy who been carnage, they cry, people and they die. They call her Ratty. This Ratty, when they with that,
I don't see him. I don't see him.
Oh, you don't see him. Well, if you look inside under SLPP,
deliberately. Well, let me see something now.
Yes,
I want to cut you off there because now I make partisan issue. I want to make into a failure of a dysfunctional political system. You see, one of the biggest success of Madabio will lead we to this rottenness Wodepa. Use gaslighting on the people where already they suffer from what they call learned helplessness.
Yes.
The people felt helpless because the economic and social conditions were like unstable since the Ebola. Since after the Ebola, everything became unstable in Sierra Leone. Even though the last days of the APC, they may try for do a lot of recovery, but these things cannot happen overnight. Between 2015 and 2018, things were very unstable, prices were rocketing. So a condition of learned helplessness established in Sierra Leone. The people say, well, we want to go do again. We don't go war. We suffer. Ebola don't come, it don't kill we. Now I cheap the we. So we left focus to God. But I tied nine Madabio right on.
If you my idea yesterday, I will talk to somebody who exactly the same. Go ahead.
Mister, When you are educated, you see these things. That's where you is different from learned. A learned man will not see these things. You understand? So, rather than he come and ride on that tide for the good of the nation, he rode on the tide, being led by people who felt we have been in the desert for too long. Now it's our turn to do as we like. So what we have to do is to create mayhem and fear so that we'll be able to subject the opposition into how we want them. And they succeeded, they partially succeeded in that. But the point where they not succeed, when I get for kick them at the face, they create so much polarization and sentiments. Now, hardship drugs don't go across party lines, it don't go across tribal lines, and it's going to reach the point where the people will become aware that this is no longer an issue of party or tribe. It's an issue of a government that is not working. All right, sorry, I beg pardon, Camden, our last settlement. You say it. See politics now, they tell you that the issues that they discuss around. Go ahead,
I know that point where you get for come on back. You see, Mr. Dallo, let me tell you. Me now, I can cut small and go inside come out.
Okay.
That video, what did that video do? Let me tell you, I've been get a contact with Sarah. I know I work with Samura. And I believe say, certain thing they will make even able to go through because being they really believe and trust other people, they get to talk. SLPP under Madabio, it's not about politics. He do one thing where he succeed. Now he make finally they make a decision, say, oh, they will definitely stay. The election took place. That one Cambia district, where they go kill that 14-year-old boy. That one Kabbalah. We say they go for nothing normal. Una no say where it come from population, the one who be then at the APC they win. Then win, then send them boy then. We view them. Then do the same thing now constituency 110 now Freetown, that lady then call Kadia Grants about Smith. Who side and they Curtis Davis, so then go then they vote, then cut, then broke the box them. Them boys, the way you see them sit down so, then they drink, where then they give it tramadol, then they give them. Then
well, the tramadol don't go so today.
Yeah, well, let's say nobody thinks say this they go now. They go Senge. When you talk about when you talk about education, then see, when you talk about education in the beginning, where they make presentation, they talk and I remember Senge, I remember Mike Berewa. I say them why the education we then get, yes, but there's a cultural side where affect them for let them be part of their nonsense here because if you don't go work for Microsoft. It is different parts of the world. It don't be adjunct professor. Now, one of the highest institutions in the world. They go begin they go blame APC for say APC they help follow and affect this drug issue. Who that creates that? Whose resources
condition?
Yeah, whose political resource where APC?
Let me go back. No, go back. Let me go back. It's a nature of resort.
No,
I want to listen to this part. It's a very logical and straightforward argument. When the APC was in power and we had Ebola, Julius Madabio and other top SLPP officials were encouraged to join in the fight and were even funded. When COVID came, when a member of the APC go join them and not go put kuna head,
yeah.
You expect APC for go there again?
They know they go.
What are create
and the
other you see one thing I wonder you get clear, Dr. Toure.
Yes.
People who do the wrong things will always play victim. That victim game. Now in the nonsense power politics na Sierra Leone we don't destroy that country. The APC, they do them, the SLPP, they do them. Therefore, try come out today. Therefore, try come out today. Own up to the responsibilities. President Momo, now the only leader way come out it him up now radio say, I failed. And people thought he was a weakling. To say I am wrong or to say I failed is bravery, it's not cowardice. Go down and play victim, now the coward. Blame and complain are cowardice. Bravery is not about muscles, it's about your integrity. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, so when we look at it, part of the thing where everyone said this earlier was that the issue, the difference, the stark difference between the Ebola and the current drug. First of all, not to drugs are not to pandemic or epidemic, because not to sickness. These are people and they promote themselves because they benefit out of this financially. So we know that.
We go find a new word for her. We go call her humandemic.
Yeah, humandemic. Yeah, that's humandemic. That would just find us too. You know, so like how we get example, we talk about the box 10 days. I say, you know how much APC go need for even for stay. Let the APC not even get a website. I didn't go create a box. Yeah. So the point here is that for let somebody come and they can compare and say they are not perfect, then they say we defeat the purpose. So waiting one mother bill, something in come up in 2 weeks, the money they wouldn't give them. Wouldn't ask them for let them get an account. Today, they don't get account for that. The money wouldn't give 2 weeks for go build a center. Go back to make where APC then call and they say, who center we build following the old system, and not be accountable. Now, you then go after and say the government council, where they don't make. So it's completely a completely different thing. But then I want to end up because I can't let you, I can't like great. And I've been saying this now, say, this entropy, for let work on them people, I don't begin for 2026. Because we don't begin to see the man them, their young boys them, where them be used for attack the opposition at that initial time where they get this push. Now they done a friction so. The majority of boys where they die, where they bring now the rural areas.
Now people them from the region.
Now people there. Now they die. So the majority of people they die, now SL people support us.
Yeah.
And now inside Bo, the example they say that woman where they talk about. Where say
and
the
beyond.
Way
Now down there we hear but they beyond that.
Yeah. So now the issue here is that we don't begin to see people we belong traditional to the opposition. They don't begin cry and say, we don't need for common for do something. And now I make them the common and they go arrest, go and go place them. Then catch one guy in a bow. Now I get out the duty. When I say now big distributor, now down they facilitate even the drug where they come out to go Liberia. They don't catch them. And why they catch them? Because the people in Abu now they rise up. The initial editorial something where they post, where the police then contribute, then put they say this man now because the people of Bo now they rise for say the death day where they happen at Nabu, then pass free talk. And now people in for rise and for arrest them and I made them arrest them. So this they tell me say there are people where they enable where they at the highest place. Police then they, CPO then they, if they, community leaders and they and then police then they. And then see what they go on, they know they act. But now, see they don't begin go against them. Yeah, so now you have to cover the track. But now what should happen? Let's see how don't happen. And I believe say it will continue with the hardship. Government will get revenue like before. Look, that mining will be happening this year. Then they just come out, they allow people, they don't go parliament to. They know they make no environmental assessment or impact assessment. And they're really mining laws there, they're very kind of just fluid and just allow them. There are no industrial agreements then for protect the people, either salary or their lives then. And now look what they happen. And I believe say we will see more in 2026. I predict Mother Bill, it will lose the support.
One thing I will tell you.
Yeah.
Then say do unto others that you want done unto you. Whatever you send out comes back to you. At that stage, we don't reach Sierra Leone. It's a free flow. Nobody can control it. Now wait and see how they go, yeah?
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah.
I know right. You don't reach the library. We go talk on
I did not
Monday.
reach. I did not reach London, but I cannot ignore this
Okay.
great conversation. Well, thank you very much, sir.
We go talk on Monday. Have a nice
Welcome,
weekend, sir.
Yes, sir. All right. Thank you so much.
Right.
You take care, sir.
Okay, sir.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see, Salon people, now we put aside politics, now put aside all them things here. Now look at we country. All what's in the Bina Sierra Leone so happened because since 1961 or before, the one that we been they say then they before the country, they not ever sit down forget a national roadmap. We go say this now we national ethical policy, this now we national moral policy, this now we policy for develop we country. This is how we want to modernize Sierra Leone. Rather, we sat down there thinking we can use the British model, we can use models may not work for us. Some of it may at certain levels. But when you go down to the grassroots, the people then get their own system, then get their own modus operandi. Go and study it. We begin with traditional industries. Now I make I emphasize to Dr. Tracy, the tell they grew up, there were a lot of traditional industries. Ghana, then keep the traditional industries. Nigeria, then keep the traditional industries. Guinea, then keep the traditional industries. We modernization is behaving like a British or behaving like an American. We not get that synergy between we development wish and we cultural systems. We not get that synergy between we wish for change with economic situation and the kind skills so they offer to we. Everybody is an academic. Everybody sabi book. Yeah, sabi book. What in book they produce? What in book they produce? Nothing. We the import more than we the export. That alone, now an economic imbalance. Go for try control. But are we thinking in that line? People will come and tell you, if I'm elected, I go build road, I go build. Yes, we need all those things. But what about the things that will assist us to produce goods and services we'll be able to sell and earn revenue and grow wealth? Well, how many of it are we talking about in Sierra Leone? When all that don't fail now, will they go take chemicals from overseas for can kill we picking them? The elite class of Sierra Leone therefore be ashamed of itself. All of us, we have to be ashamed of ourselves because we don't allow a country to go down. And who side all it so? As Dr. Truede talk, I mean, okay, let's for talk then to me because I know I'm for create panel. But we are like in a coma situation. The country is in a coma. It's in a social coma, an economic coma, in a political coma. And how do we get to revive it? If we don't revive it, it's going to die between now and 2030. Is that the Sierra Leone we want our children to inherit? And as a matter of fact, if we put all we picking them on drugs, then we sit down back the line, pointing fingers, casting blames, not taking responsibility. Then picking they already die with drugs. The one they already go into the habit. If even some of them get for succeed for born picking, we get for see a generation of malfunctioning children in Sierra Leone. Because the drug get for affect the physiology. It get for affect the nervous systems. We get for see beaucoup lefu picking in Sierra Leone from now on. Are we thinking people? Do Sierra Leoneans think? That's the question I'll leave with you for the weekend. Before I go, that attempt for answer by Sam in question, he say, do you think that the after-war reconstruction and economic reform policy, stop fooling ourselves. Writing a 10, 50-page document calling it a policy is not a policy. Everything that was done after the war was written for the sake of the money, not for the sake of changing the social and economic conditions in the country. All the money that came was, I don't know how to call it, whether money laundering or whatever process take place, but they sent money out that came back to the people that sent it out. Some of who been there, Konaku, yo, get plenty of NGO in Africa now, help man get NGO. They were doing basically money laundering. When all that's done, now the NGOs, they don't disappear. We've never had a national policy that looks at what to do, how to do, and when to do. We get plans then they. And some of those plans are very good plans, but we don't have a government in Sierra Leone. A government is not a political party. It's a permanent institution that has the autonomy to function with or without a political leadership. Countries then are Europe, like Belgium, Italy, then they go into elections. It take months before they get governments, but the country they run because the government they. With ministries then, the people that they work, they are the permanent workers. They form the government. These people should not be politicians, but we don't think we make them all politicians. So we don't have a government. From 1960, we then plan road for John Jomo Kenyatta Kambla Road. Now recently we able to do them. There is another plan for a road by the seaside from Kleintown through to Falcon Bridge, Connaught Hospital, Kinjimi, a claim up through Krube for go join Kumbotong, Congo Cross, join Wilkinson Road. That has not been done. Now we don't see them. We create an imbalance. All the areas they would have been planned for build up, they don't turn slum. We side them been planned for make factories, they don't turn other thing. We Sierra Leone and therefore sit down and ask a lot of questions. We therefore sit down and ask a lot of questions. We therefore put aside all this pettiness, what they call politics, because what we practice in Sierra Leone is not politics. It's a kind of hate game now they call politics. Do me or do you? We therefore move away from that. If we don't, foreigners will inherit our country. And may that not happen by the grace of the forces of creation. With that, I go left on today, and I go say thank you to everybody who come. By Sam, Ramke. Me I know they call the name full one on Ramke, they call because I be the person. Then Abu Mansari, Mr. Bontinkol, Fode Kamara, all thank you. Those who did not comment, una thank you. Una help let this platform grow. The one that will not subscribe it, una subscribe. And the one that way don't subscribe plus una way come newly. Una like the video so the algorithms go bring her up. Let more people listen to her. Because what I do here is bring in certain facts we go make we get that awareness for make we change the country. Let be a better place, if not for we again, for picking and then picking them. Una thank you for can listen to we. We will talk or we'll meet up back on Monday. I wish everybody nice weekend. I'm gonna eat boku this weekend though. I will eat 10 million. Una thank you. Una good night.
We pledge you love and loyalty to be country salo. My how we there, my how we born. We sweet salo. We not for make this country fall. Mama salo.
A critical awakening in Sierra Leone. The unintended lessons of Julius Maada Bio's presidency. When Julius Maada Bio became president in 2018, he promised a new direction, focused on education, justice, unity, and inclusive development. His eloquent speeches inspired hope in a nation hungry for change. However, as his presidency has unfolded, a different story has emerged, marked not by fulfilled promises, but by deepening economic hardship, growing insecurity, and widespread public disillusionment. One of the most alarming developments under Bio's leadership is the rise of Sierra Leone as a hub for drug trafficking, particularly the spread of Kush, a dangerous synthetic drug. This substance is destroying lives, especially among the youth, and has overwhelmed families and communities. Allegations of official complicity and ineffective law enforcement have led many to describe Sierra Leone as evolving into a narco state, where criminal networks thrive alongside weakened state institutions. Economically, Sierra Leone is trapped in stagflation, a combination of high inflation and low economic growth. Prices for essentials such as food, fuel, and transportation have soared, while wages remain stagnant and youth unemployment continues to climb. The government's reliance on donor funding and external loans has not translated into local economic empowerment or job creation. Many citizens are now forced to make painful choices just to survive, eroding trust in state leadership and exposing the limits of government policies. Public services have also deteriorated. The much publicized free quality education program suffers from overcrowded classrooms, unpaid teachers, and inadequate resources. The gap between the government's promises and the lived reality of the population has grown ever wider. Despite this grim outlook, a new form of awareness is emerging. Across the country, especially among the youth and professionals, there is a growing sense of political consciousness and civic engagement. Citizens are becoming more vocal, organizing protests and demanding accountability from leaders. The protests in 2022, though marred by violence, reflected a collective demand for dignity, justice, and meaningful governance. In this context, President Bio's greatest legacy may be the unintended political awakening of the people. His administration's failures have taught Sierra Leoneans to think critically about leadership and governance. They are learning that true development must be people-driven and grounded in action, not rhetoric. This rising consciousness may yet become the foundation for a more accountable and citizen-led future for Sierra Leone.
What happens when truth becomes a tool, not a right? In Sierra Leone, confusion isn't just chaos, it's strategy. When leaders deny what you live, gaslight your reality, and rewrite the past, who really holds the power? Tonight on Truth Unmasked, We expose the tactics. We name the games. We decode the lies. Don't just believe what they tell you. Ask why they want you to believe it.